marching together. Gandhi marched. Johnny O. Lewis marched. Dr. Martin Luther King marched. Jesus marched. Moses marched. And Moses did not send Pharaoh a telegram. He did not email him. He did not call Pharaoh on the phone. Moses went to see Pharaoh. We're here today to see Pharaoh. And who are we? America. America is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Who are we? Who are we? We are firefighters who saved the nation. We're school teachers who taught the nation. We are nurses that healed the nation. We are construction workers who built the nation. We're coal miners that energized the nation. We are the American people.
On March 7, 2006, thousands of Kentucky's union members, their families, friends, and supporters descended on our state capitol in Frankfort to stand up and fight back against Governor Ernie Fletcher's efforts to pass right to work for less and repeal prevailing wage. Since being elected, the Fletcher administration has attempted to destroy Kentucky's labor movement and has demonstrated itself to be the most anti-worker, anti-union governor in history. On March 7, 2006, the Kentucky labor movement made history when right to work for less and repeal a prevailing wage was simultaneously defeated by the House Labor and Industry Committee. Labor and its supporters showed their strength on March 7th by marching together and fighting together.
Which side?
Brothers and sisters, we have been here before. Fletcher is not the first to attack Kentucky's working men and women, and March 7, 2006 was not the first time the working families of Kentucky have stood up and fought back. Kentucky labor has been marching for decades and fighting those intent on destroying our unions, our wages, our health care, our pensions, and our very jobs.
Their lives, your parents bled and starved to claim your right to organize.
Labor marched on March 19, 1980, and stopped big business efforts to pass right to work for less. In 1980, the workers carried a coffin containing a symbolic worker killed by legislative inaction, anti-worker attitudes, lax safety and health enforcement, and corporate greed, and they held a funeral at the Capitol.
Let's remember where we come from.
In 1994, the workers of Kentucky again rose up en masse against the continuing efforts by anti-labor groups and politicians to destroy organized labor with right to work for less and repeal a prevailing wage. During the March 15, 1994 resurrection rally, the workers of Kentucky again came to Frankfort to stand up and fight back. Yes, brothers and sisters, we have been here before. Labor has been fighting this fight for more than 60 years. Our opponents have not given up. They will not go away. That is why we must remain united and active and continue to stand up and fight back.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
If we refuse to rest on what we've done so far this year, we can change the direction of this state. We can change the direction of our country, and we can change the lives of million working families. That's really what's going on here today, and that's really how big this fight is. We're working together. We're struggling together. We're standing up together. We're marching together. We're fighting together. We're voting together. Come November, we're going to be winning together. Winning today. Winning in November. Winning in 2006 and 2008. And sending Ernie's extreme agenda back home. You see, it's time to change that agenda. It's time to raise our voices. It's time to make them heard. It's time to take back this state and take back Kentucky for the people who build it, the people who make it run, the people who teach it, the people who take care for all of us. It's to take it back. Fight, stand up, fight back, stand up, fight back, stand up, fight back, stand up, fight back. God bless you.
This issue's not going to go away. This issue's not going to go away. This issue's not going to go away.
My challenge to you today is to involve more young people in this labor movement. We call upon you to join us as we seek to build this great coalition for racial justice, human rights, labor rights, for full employment, for decent wages and working conditions. We must be committed to speaking against substandard wages for teenagers, against the prison industrial complex, against sweatshops, against the enslavement of undocumented workers, against runaway plants and unfair trade policies that rob Americans and their families of jobs and incomes.
I want to impress this upon you. We are not going to go away. We are not going to go away. We are not going to go away.
The response of the labor movement in the state of Kentucky and your friendly legislators was watched by everyone around the country. That was a defensive battle. Well, the defensive is over, and now you go on the offensive. In the words of Samuel Gompers, it's time to reward your friends and defeat your enemies. Thank you.
This issue's not going to go away.
We are not going to go away.
This issue's not going to go away.
We are not going to go away.
There's an old Union song that goes, I can feel the spirit moving. It's soft as a whisper and as loud as a roar. We come today unified in purpose, all members of organized labor, and yes, everybody that works for a living to say, ain't nobody gonna turn us around. Ain't no George Bush gonna turn us around. Oh, Dick Cheney won't turn us around. Clarence Thomas won't turn us around. Ernie Fletcher won't turn us around. Mitch McConnell won't turn us around. Supreme Court won't turn us around. No right-wing nut gonna turn us around.
Brothers and sisters, the Kentucky labor movement is at a crossroads. Like many times before, we are under attack. With this year's defeat of right to work for less and repeal of prevailing wage, we won a battle, but not the war. That is why it is so important for Kentucky's working families to go to the polls on Election Day, November 7th, and, in the words of Samuel Gompers, reward our friends and punish our enemies. To find out more about how you can get involved, please visit our website at www.kyaflcio.org or call us toll-free at 877-595-6225. You heard businessman Bill Stone say over and over that they are not going away. Well, we have a message for Mr. Stone and his friends. We are not going away either. We have been fighting this fight for decades, and we are ready to fight for as long as it takes to make this Commonwealth a place where working men and women can enjoy the wages, benefits, health care, pension security, and education for the children that they deserve. With your commitment and involvement, we will win in November for Kentucky's hardworking men and women. Thank you, and God bless.
I've got a question for you.